What's up? Good day. Aloha. A beautiful soul. Today is day 4 of 30 days of intuitive eating, a journey of learning to listen to the body's innate wisdom created by Megan McElroan. Thank you for joining. My name is Matt, and today's intention is I am decelerating. I am decelerating. Putting that foot on a brake a bit. So, today, let's learn how to slow down while listening to hunger and fullness. Diving right in with our host, Megan, to share a bit more about how we're going to approach today's intention.
Hello and welcome to Intuitive Eating Encouraged. We're moving on to the next lesson, which is all about decelerating around food. So our intention is to slow down before, during, and after eating. Why is this so important? Well, let's talk about it. We just finished talking about the hunger and fullness scale and how to listen to your body a little bit more. And now we're going to talk about how to do that by slowing down with your eating. The place I went for my health coaching certification, which was the Health Coach Institute, calls this the 20-minute meal. And what they do is they have you try to make everything you eat last about 20 minutes. Now, that's not a rule. It's okay if it only lasts 10 or it's okay if it lasts 30. But the goal is basically to slow down, to chew more, to savor each bite more, and to enjoy your meals so that way you can reach fullness without overeating. And so why is it 20 minutes? Well, the brain, scientifically speaking, it takes roughly 20 minutes for the brain and the stomach to communicate to each other. So we have these two hormones, ghrelin and leptin, your hunger and fullness hormones, and when you're eating, they aren't just automatically released and accepted and noticed, right? It can take time for that to happen. Kind of like if you have a headache and you take a medication, like let's say an ibuprofen, it doesn't just work the moment you swallow the ibuprofen, right? It takes 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes to kick in and help relieve the headache. And so that's the same thing that's happening here with food, is that the moment you eat, it can help by all means. It can help instantaneously to have a little bit of food and like diminish that extreme hunger feeling. But to feel satisfied and full, it can take about 20 minutes for the brain and the stomach to communicate to each other, which is why that 20-minute meal can be so helpful. And so we want to practice eating slower, decelerating around food. A lot of times with emotional eating or binge eating or just extreme hunger, there's this extreme urgency to eat right now and eat it quickly because the empty pit in our stomach is so uncomfortable, or the emotions we're feeling are so uncomfortable. And so by decelerating around food, we're allowing ourselves to slow down, check in with our hunger and fullness, enjoy the meal more by tasting it more and eating it slower, making that meal last longer so the body and the stomach can communicate, and then just walking away from that meal satisfied instead of stuffed. That's the goal. And so how do you do that? Well, there's lots of options. One is simply chewing your food more. And this is my favorite way because you can do it at no matter where you are, what's going on in life, what you're eating or anything, right? So I say chew each bite about 20 times. Again, it's okay if you don't hit 20. It's okay if you go over 20. It really depends on the food you're eating. Like if you're having soup, you're probably not really chewing it, so you can't chew it 20 times. But you still want to eat it slowly because you could definitely finish an entire bowl of a heavy soup in 3 minutes and feel extremely full, right? Feeling the soup up to your throat. Or you can enjoy that soup, make it last you 20 minutes, sip on it slower, and feel satisfied and satiated, maybe with less soup, or finishing that exact same amount of soup without feeling that stuffed feeling because you ate slower and gave your body time to slowly start to digest the food instead of just lumping in this big clump of food into your stomach and saying, all right, try to digest this now. So that's the point of eating slower and decelerating around food. It's also going to help you tune in to see if you're even hungry, to see if you even need to eat, and it's going to help you enjoy that meal more. We're going to be talking about savoring your food in the upcoming lessons, but just to talk about it here for a second, by eating slower, you get to taste the food more because the food sits on your taste buds longer, which means that you feel satisfaction from it. I don't know if you've ever done what I've done, but have you ever just like eaten a bag of chips really fast or some food really, really fast, and then you're like, I barely tasted those and I want more. That's not fair, right? Like that was good. I kind of tasted it, but I really didn't taste it because I wasn't mindful. I wasn't here in this moment. I was just kind of eating. And now I want more. I want to taste it. So now I need to go get more to taste it. And this is what's leading to maybe overeating or emotional eating or binge, because we're not getting that satisfaction because we're not being in this moment mindful and eating it, right? We're eating and we're in our heads doing something else. And so by coming back to this moment, slowing down and letting yourself eat the food slower, chew it more, you're going to taste it more, you're going to enjoy it more, and you're often going to reach satisfaction and fullness without overeating. And so that is the point of today's lesson. Learning to decelerate around food, both before, during, and after you eat. So before you eat, you want to decelerate because you don't want to urgently just start stuffing food in your mouth because you're extremely hungry or emotional. You want to slow down and check in with that hunger signal. Am I hungry, or should I wait a little while to eat because I'm not hungry at all? During the meal, you want to slow way down, chew it more, put the fork down between every bite, take a few deep breaths, whatever you need to do to slow down, while still being mindful and enjoying the bites you take and letting yourself taste them and enjoy those bites. And then at the end of your meal, we still want to slow down a little bit, because at that end of the meal is when we kind of have those little thoughts sometimes that are like, ooh, go get seconds, or ooh, you should get dessert. There was nothing sweet in that, right? And it's nothing wrong with seconds or dessert, but we want to slow down and check in again. Do I need that food right now? If you've reached fullness, the answer is no. That does not make you deprived. It doesn't mean you can't go eat that food the next time you get hungry. It just simply means that by eating intuitively, we're going to listen to that fullness signal, which means no more food, and wait until the next time you get hungry. All right, that is your lesson today on decelerating around food. Go ahead and click on the next page to enter your journaling prompt and answer those questions below. I will see you in the next lesson, and have a great day.
Beautiful. Thank you, Megan, for those invitations, those insights into how to slow down, what that can look like. Diving into that a bit more, our week-long healthy habit is to chew your food as much as possible. And we've just been one day at a time increasing how many times we're trying to chew our food, starting with 20. Now we're going to shoot for 22. Just at some point today, you're invited to count 22 chews, just to notice more the process of eating. Fun. All right, moving on to today's wise words, coming from Nanette Matthews, who said, "If you're always racing to the next moment, what happens to the one you're in? Slow down and enjoy the moment you're in, and live your life to the fullest." Okay, grooving on into our journal prompt for the day. If you've got your journal handy, go ahead and whip it out and jam on this question with me. How does eating slower feel compared to eating urgently or mindlessly? So for me, recently, I'm noticing that eating slower is an opportunity to let my nervous system decompress from the day's demands. It's a moment for me to let go of this and that, whatever is pressing, and simply be with the food and myself and perhaps others. And all of the tasks and projects and to-dos that I'm eager to work on usually, they can wait. And I trust that giving them this space while I'm eating will allow me to show back up with a more refreshing and resourced presence. All right, revisiting our week-long challenge, which is to slow down, catching a theme, and notice hunger and fullness in the moment. So that's what we've been doing And what we will continue to focus on for our challenge this week is to slow down and notice hunger and fullness in the moment. So maybe just check in right now. How do you feel? How would you rate your hunger and fullness on a scale of 1 to 10? Such power in just noticing. And that wraps it up for today's intentional session on decelerating. Thank you so much for joining me as I am just grooving through this as a participant. And yeah, it's great. 10-15 minutes a day to get a little intentional on food. Yes, please. If you would like to connect more and explore all the other offerings that this community has, there's a link in the description to join Intention Inspired on the platform. Check out this course in more depth and other courses and groups and fun things we got going on. So we journey better when we journey together. That's what's up. So enjoy your day. Enjoy decelerating a little bit. Tomorrow, our intention is I am savoring. I'm savoring. Looking forward to that. Until then, enjoy your day. Ta-ta.